In order to use cheap and durable large 4-cone, the Pakistani master is smart prepare to use large bolts for making. Although they do not have advanced bed washing equipment, they can still make very useful taps after simple processing. In order to make the taps stronger, master also selected high hardness bolts at the scrap station. Although the current bolts are completely scrap, after the master's subsequent processing operations, the gears of fate will continue to turn with a new identity. Under the smooth support of the lathe ejector, it is obvious that the original nut does not meet the requirements of the tap cut and reduce the outer diameter of the screw head to keep it consistent with the screw. Only the rust layer on the surface of the screw needs to be removed, and even half of the original external thread needs to be removed. In this way, the length of the cone tearing teeth can be better planned. The structure of the ordinary tearing cone is generally divided into two parts. This is also the reason why the dividing groove needs to be processed in advance. After all, the outer diameter of the tearing teeth and the tearing rod are inconsistent. Then, according to the original data of the tearing cone, the surface of the tearing rod is continuously cut and cut. The tearing rod can form a certain data step for both sides. The basic prototype of the taper is formed when the taper is combined with the diameter. If you want the taper to attack the hole, the necessary threads must be cut on the surface so that the same pitch can be formed inside the hole. When the color of the surface mark is completely eliminated, the master will use a stone pencil to smear the thread surface so that the master can observe more clearly. The pitch is too large and the tap cannot be used. When the overall length of the tap is fully confirmed, the tail can be completely separated. Considering that their repair shop does not have a high-end slot cutter, the tail of the rod needs to be directly broken by a hand tool. When the tap company produces a large amount of, in order to prevent the debris from affecting the company's effect, the surface of the tooth must be processed with an excretion groove so that the debris can be discharged during rotation. However, the repair shop does not have a decent washing machine. As long as the washing knife and the taper are swapped, the washing machine's washing function can be easily realized. This is the wisdom of Pakistan's Pakistani predecessors. The claw plate continuously drives the washing knife. The master only needs to slowly push the tool holder forward. The drainage groove on the side can be fully formed. Because the modified lathe also has limitations, horizontal movement is not enough to process spiral taps. This is also the reason why the master chose straight groove taps. After the first round of cleaning and pinning is successfully completed, the drainage groove can be gradually deepened. The depth of the groove will not be blocked by debris when the tap is in the company. After 2 rounds of cleaning, the drainage groove meets the processing requirements. Obviously, the number of grooves is also very important. As for the need to re-engraving on the surface, the width of the drainage groove can be seen. The tap only needs to process 3 hook grooves. The width of the position determines the number of grooves. After the master accurately adjusts the angle, the third cleaning can be performed is relatively simple. The master needs to ensure that the tool holder has the same amount of force and the drainage groove data can be kept completely consistent. Obviously, the tearing cone needs to be rotated with the help of a wrench. In order to process a square head at the tail, the bed clamping claws need to fix the turntable track. In this way, the round screw rod can be cut out of the plane. Although this is the limit of this lathe, it is not the limit of the 8-level front bow. The square iron block used to fix the tearing taper can keep each rotation at 90 degrees. The square head processed in this way is the standard. The appearance of the tap is fully formed. If the thread teeth do not break when in the company, the strength is definitely far from enough. It needs to be heated continuously with a torch. When the temperature reaches a certain upper limit, use scrapped engine oil for oil brittleness. Fire can not only increase the hardness of the tap, but also improve the ductility and toughness. Only in this way can the tap meet the normal use standard. When the temperature of the tap is completely cooled, use sandpaper to polish the black layer at the tail to improve the surface finish and aesthetics. The public grass planting tap has been simply made. What do you think of the master's skills? If the full score is 5 points, how many points can you give to the master and the tap?